Hey guys, we're at the poker house, if you can see in the back. Texas Card House, Houston on Westheimer. But yeah, we have about $1,100 to our name, so we are about to grind it out and see where the series will take us. But yeah, this is the first video. I've been playing professionally for the past 4 or 5 years. And yep, gonna start this series so you guys can see what my poker game looks like. Alright guys, I'll see you guys at the tables. So we sit down and immediately get pocket fours in the big blind. Everybody limps and the small blind makes it 15. So we complete and we're looking to set mine with our hand. There's about $75 in the middle. And the flop comes 10-10 for rainbow. The small blind c-bets for $35, and we think about raising, but ultimately we decide just to flat call. We don't want to scare our opponent off of his hand if he's bluffing, and we're still going to get max value from a 10. Plus there's other people behind us, they could raise us. So for all those reasons, we just call. The turn comes in offsuit threes, so it's as dry as it gets. And the small blind looks at me, we're playing heads up at this point, and checks. And so I take my chips and I bet 50. And with another smile on his face, he says he thinks I'm bluffing and then folds his hand. So it's a good start to our session. We take down a nice pot.
Just smile.
You don't have to tell me because I know you don't have it.
I like her.
The next hand, we wake up with King Jack offsuit. There's 2 limpers, so we isolate to $15. And surprisingly, the big blind calls, but the limpers fold. The flop comes Queen Jack 9 rainbow. We decide to c-bet. We're c-betting this board a lot, just in position. We like to be aggressive, especially heads up. So we bet $15 and take it down. The next hand is very interesting. We wake up with Jack 10 suited under the gun. So we're playing 9-handed and we're first to act. So we decide to raise $10. We get one caller from like a loose aggressive professional, and then a bad pro who's tight makes it $25. So we obviously complete with the good price that we get, and then the other caller also completes. The flop comes King Queen 6 two-tone, so 2 diamonds on the board. We're open-ended. We check full range. Out of position 2 checks, and then the pre-flop aggressor checks, which is really surprising because his board is insanely good for his range. So I take that as weakness. Otherwise, he has a set that he's slow playing, but the board, there's a flush on the board, so I doubt he's doing that. So we take initiative. We bet $40 half pot. The out of position 2 guy folds, and the 3-better folds as well. So we take it down, and that's a nice little pot. Happy to get that one. Alright, this is a fun hand. We wake up with pocket jacks, so we're getting a bunch of good hands. One of the guys in early position raises to $10. He's unbalanced, so he raises to 15, 7, 10. Anyways, I know he's weak, so I 3-bet small at $40, and he calls. So the pot's about $80, and we go to a flop of 8-7-3 two-tone. So it's relatively wet. I polarize and bet to $80. A lot of these low stakes players, they'll put you on ace king like 100% of the time. So I chose a size that would represent ace king and look bluffy. So there's only $150 effective. He's playing with 150. As soon as I bet 80, he goes all in, and I snap call, and then I show down my jacks, and we take down a nice pot.
Any barrels on one? Appreciate it, thank you.
Alright, I thought I'd throw this hand in there. I have Queen 7 on the button suited. There's a limper and we isolate $15. We only get one caller. The only reason I'm playing this is because the table's tight. So I'm gonna use my positional advantage and just my aggressiveness to take down some pots. Loosen up the table a little bit. The flop comes King 10 Queen Rainbow, and we just c-bet $15 half pot, and he folds. Alright, this is a crazy hand. We have pocket kings, 2 red kings. Love to see it. We open for $15. I think we're isolating some limpers, but to be balanced, we make it 15. But we get 5 callers, so there's $75 to go on the flop, and we have to fade a lot of stuff. Our kings just go down in value when we're multi-ways like this.
Pot players.
One pair holdings in general go down in value. So the flop comes 5, 4, 2, 2 spades. So there's a lead for $25, and this gentleman in out of position 3 raises all in for $200. Bear in mind, there's only $100 in the middle, right?
Calls it all in.
So he shoves, and I'm putting him on a small overpair, like pocket 8s, even pocket 7s. And his bet doesn't really make sense if he had a strong hand. So I call, and he shows us King 3 of clubs. So he was only open-ended against our hand. And he ends up getting there with the ace. King 3. Alright, but we're not going anywhere. We're still in the action. Here, I'm just coloring up my chips so that it looks nicer. We can see the chips in the video, and it's just easier for me to bet. Alright guys, slightly tilted because we lost that king's hand, but we're playing pretty well. We stole a bunch of power. We can't tilt as professionals, and results wise, we're still up. Yeah, vlogging is really fun, so I recommend it. Alright, back to the table. We have pocket 5s. We call $10 against somebody's R5, and there's 3 other callers. So the flop comes Jack 5-3 Rainbow.
Pot players.
Beats for $10. So it's a small bet. I'm sure she hit the board somehow. One of the early position players, 2 bets. And we cold call. I think if we 3-bet, our hand is just face up. It's Jack 5-3. Pretty dry board texture. So it looks like he 2-bets at 30 and we call. That should raise some alarm bells already. Okay, she folds and
Barrels,
the turn
table
brings in a
1.
7 of hearts. So
Sit 2, please.
that brings in a flush draw, and it also completes 6-4 for the straight. Anyway, he's not scared. He barrels for $70. Half a stack. I smooth call because I don't want him to fold any of his hands. I'm pretty much beating everything besides pocket jacks. And I also don't want to rip 6-4. And the river brings in the jack, so that's pretty tough. I mean, that's a great card if he has a jack. We're assuming he does have a jack. But he checks. When he checks, I know he doesn't have a jack. I assume he doesn't. We overbet to $200, even though he's only playing $100. This looked like a bluff. And he throws in a calling chip, and we take it down.
Oh. That's one. That's basis.
That's right, my name is StackPlayers. The action slows down for a minute and we just pick up a few small pots.
I didn't have that one.
These add up over the long run. So a lot of my win rate comes from these pots.
6 years old.
We wake up with pocket queens on the button. We get one caller. I'm happy to see it. It's a pretty tight table, so we're not too optimistic about getting paid, which is an indication that we do need table change. We c-bet $15 and end up taking down the rest of the pot. Alright guys, last hand of the session, we wake up with Queen 3 in the big blind. It's under the gun straddle in this blind versus blind situation. I wasn't going to record, but the straddler asked me to record the hand, so I started recording in the middle of the action. So basically what happened was I completed, we go to a flop. Flop comes Queen 10, 6, 220. I check, and he bets. I know he is aggressive post flop. He's a younger guy. So for somebody that is over betting, I check raise him small, $25. He 3-bets me to 75, and I smooth call. This is a complete exploit. I smooth call to keep in all his bluffs, but I pretty much assume my top pair is good. The turn is a 7, so it brings him a straight. And I check my hand. He barrels for 125, and because he sizes down, I actually think he has a hand at this point, or he's just being shy with his bluffs. So the river comes a 3, so we make 2 pairs. I think we're good. I think he's not going to bluff a 3rd time, so I think we should just go for value. I quickly I decide what I'm going to do quickly and don't really think about it too long. I'm kind of in, a pickle because I started recording and all this. He's posturing at this point, really contemplating what I have. We end up betting 300, as you can tell. But yeah, he's posturing. I think he ends up folding, but later on he says he has Queen 6, so he has 2 pair. My play was dicey, but it was exploitative, and we got there in the river, and supposedly our 2 pair was no good, but he folded hand. Very strange at the very least. I typically don't do this. You can see he's thinking for a while. But yeah, we take down a nice pot with this hand. That concludes the end of the video. I really had fun filming today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.